5 News breaking news now.
News right now at 5. A Washington County jury has sentenced Kacey Jennings to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Thank you for joining us. I'm Morgan Ridley.
And I'm Darren Bobb. Jennings was found guilty yesterday of killing his ex-girlfriend Allison Castro in Fayetteville back in 2022. Allison Castro's family and the prosecutors are talking about this case. Let's listen in.
I feel this great feeling of victory of, this was such a big win, but, ultimately Allison's not coming home, so.
And now that this trial's over, I think we've talked enough about Kacey Jennings. Can we talk about Allison? Can you tell us about her?
Yes, Allison actually moved here to become a nurse. So there is no living out her dream anymore. This is it. This is over. And I'm hoping that with her family that we can somehow do good in our community and, all the communities that we're from. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, it's hard. This has been really hard. Very traumatizing going through something like this. So yeah, I think it's good to know that we reached a verdict. We've been through this multiple times, so there's some relief knowing that Kacey will be gone in prison forever. And like my mom was saying, Allie lives on in all of us. We have her pictures, her memories, so we get to live on with that. So, yeah.
And if I could just add, the Detective Lee and Courtney, Dylan, Sarah, Brandon Carter, everyone has been phenomenal. The collaboration between Bentonville and the different sheriff's departments, this could not have happened. Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby. This could not have happened without, the cooperation of all the teams that came together to give us, what we have now, which is justice, and that the community is safer because one monster is gone.
Yeah, it really feels like Allison was loved a lot before her death, and that love continues through this community and through everyone that's helped bring justice.
Absolutely.
How would you like Allison to be remembered?
Ooh. Well, there's tons of people in Hawaii that are that do miss her, and just continue. I don't think a lot of people know this, but she donated money to one of her classmates, who is now a teacher, so that she could have books inside her classroom. People don't know that sort of stuff that Allie did, but I'm going to continue my mission, which is participating in this community with blood drives and cleanup, Secchi, whatever it takes to keep Allison's memory alive, because I will still be in this community. Maybe not so far as looking for justice, because in my eyes, it's done, but I will still be a part of this community, one or the other. Because Allie's still here. I don't know if y'all noticed, but they kept mentioning that she wasn't all recovered, so y'all will see me out on the lake and in the forest, continuing to search, do what I can.
It was mentioned today that you've been here 30 plus times, hiking, kayaking. Is that something, I think you just mentioned it, going to continue to do if the community sees you, just can you talk more about that?
Yes, I've been here over 30 times. I have a locker with my hiking gear and my kayaks and everything. I will continue to do what I have to do. The portion of justice is closed. Washington County did the best that I thought that they could do. But as far as my search for Allison, that's not over. It's my promise to her to get justice, my promise to her to never stop searching for her. That will never be done.
You had mentioned during your testimony today that in your culture, bones are very important. I'm not sure the exact terminology that you would put it. Could you kind of explain the importance?
Okay, we call bones EV. EV is important. It's not something to be discarded or treated lightly, and that's what happened to Allie. And in her honor, I need to continue my search, because bones hold mana. Mana is your power, and that's not something to be thrown away or discarded.
Okay. I don't want anyone, other questions? No? Okay, thank you guys so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you guys.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
break?
Yeah, that's my name. You guys did great.
Just a
I'm proud of all
second.
of
This is
you.
not one of those, I think I'll say this.
Okay, you've been listening into the family of Allison Castro talking about the verdict that was handed down yesterday and the life in prison without parole sentence handed today to Kacey Jennings. I believe here in just a moment we're going to hear from the prosecutor involved in this case.
Yeah, we can see our crew is getting set up here. So I believe we're going to stay with this as the prosecutor speaks here in just a moment. So once they get set up, we'll listen in and see what they have to say.
Are you guys still ready?
Yeah, just gonna get back down
Give me
there.
1 second.
We're still live right now. Is that okay with you? Okay.
We're not.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on.
If y'all can all just kind of look at Mr. Brett's shoulder.
I need to work out more. Okay, you good, Carly? All right. Guys, talk to us about this case. Tell us what happened today.
You know, so much of the time as prosecuting attorney, what I do is take credit for other people's work, and I don't want to do that today. I want you to hear from the two deputy prosecutors that put so much time and effort and heart into this case. So please direct your questions to Courtney Cassidy and Dylan Weisenfels. Go ahead.
So today we got justice for Allison Castro. The jury sentenced him to life in prison for capital murder. They sentenced him to the maximum on each of the other offenses, including a maximum fine. So we're very pleased with the outcome and happy that we could provide that for the family.
Just very grateful to the jury, not only for what they did today, but especially being here for nearly 2 weeks, listening to very difficult testimony, and coming to the decision they did as far as the outcome. Just very grateful and appreciative for everything they did.
Absolutely.
The jury did not decide on the death penalty in this case. That was something. Do you think justice has still been served in this case?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was their decision. They had two choices, and they made the one that they believed fit the case. So.
Yeah, we provided the options, everything met for it, and just we're leaving it up into their hands. And we're, again, just very appreciative for everything they did.
Then talk about kind of, like you said, a 2-week process and everything. Obviously, it's been much longer than just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Talk about the process working alongside each other, as well as like with law enforcement, detectives, and kind of how we got to this decision.
It's been a very long process, right? It's been nearly 4 years. This case, part of the testimony that was said throughout it was that an arrest was made in this case. Work did not stop on it. Frankly, work has continued throughout. I mean, we were doing new search warrants. We were doing new investigation on it this year when the case was moved again. The Fayetteville Police Department really did a terrific job. Philip Lee, Bobby Arona, everyone else who worked on this case. Very tireless, consistent effort, and just, again, very grateful and appreciative to them.
Yeah. Every agency that was involved was incredibly helpful from beginning to end. Everyone really bent over backwards to ensure that we were able to get justice for Allison in this case, and we're incredibly thankful for all of them, as well as the jury for seeing that. So, very thankful.
And not only like the law enforcement that was involved in this case, the people in the community. Mm-hmm. We had people just from random stores throughout town, businesses. Everyone has, kind of made it a mission to be involved, do everything they can in this case, and we are very appreciative to them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You've been hearing from the prosecution in the Kacey Jennings trial and the family of Allison Castro. After that sentencing was decided today, Kacey Jennings will spend his life in prison. Of course, yesterday we had that guilty of capital murder verdict. And so definitely, as they said, an end to a long process, been 4 years.
And I believe she said we finally got justice after 4 years for Allison. Bo Russell has been following this since pretty much, well, the trial since day one. He will have a complete wrap up of the proceedings that happened yesterday and especially today coming up on your 5 News at 6. The other